How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about Lucid. I know it has been a minute. I got some message saying, Dre, we need to get an update. Did you see it pull back today? I'm like, all right, you know what? I got to make sure that I put this video out for you guys. So I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you are a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. We want to know the bullish case scenario and as well as the bearish case scenario as far as how this stock can potentially perform. And then afterwards, we're going to be going on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as a short interest information. We want to know what's been happening with the recent filings, and then on top of that, we want to see how heavily vested are shorts in this play to see, hey, does it have short squeeze potential? And then we're going to take a look at the order flow distribution, where institutions loading up on shares, where a lot of retail investors buying shares. We're going to find that out. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to do a technical analysis for Lucid. Let's see how it performed on the day. So it ended up closing at $22.87, being down 1.55%. On the low, it tested $22.68, and then on the high, testing $23.64. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 20.833 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 36.823 million shares. So we did have a below average volume on the day, so it's part of the reasons why we ended up seeing some pressure on the stock price. Now, when we take a look at our chart, which is a 1-year daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, we're right around 47.37. And then when we take a look at our chart and our moving averages, you can see, yes, we have been on quite the downtrend, but it looks like we're going to be trying to use the 50-day as support here at $22.61. Aside from all of the others, of course, we are below all of them. So using this 50-day, I'd want to see a continuation of this going into tomorrow. And part of the reasons being is we had some resistance right at $23.64 on the day. They do have a big time event that's going to be coming out tomorrow. They're going to give us some more details as far as for the dream. So I'll be looking forward to actually seeing a move here to 24 bucks. I could see there being some resistance here, a psychological area for Lucid, but hey, if we can gain some momentum and there's a lot of volume coming through the stock, then we can look forward to seeing an even stronger move where we could possibly test right here around 24.33. If we do not end up actually breaking through these particular levels, so if things start to look bearish, then of course we can easily break right through this 50-day, and then the next level that you're going to want to look out for will be right here around 22.40, and then behind 22.40, then the next level you're going to want to see hold up is 22.25, and then after that 22 bucks. But for the most part, if it's pulling back and you believe into the long-term prospects of Lucid, it gives you that opportunity instead of having to buy at the highs. Many times people are like, hey, they like to buy at the highs when it's exciting while the stock is going up. But if you have the opportunity to get it while it is pulling back, I highly emphasize you do that. You don't need to rush into this play. But for the most part, let's see what it ends up doing going into tomorrow. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information for Lucid. So scrolling down on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So what we could see here, we have many closed positions that we have seen as of late, and these are completely, as you can see, 100% change and so on. But we have one open position that was made on October the 5th from the filing, so they did not do the purchase on the day of the October the 5th. We have McAdam LLC that purchased just under 10,000 shares, being at 9,965. As far as for the next open position that we could see here, we have Newbridge Financial Services Group that just went in with 100 shares. But for the most part, we have been seeing closed positions from institutions. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 41.16%. And then for the dark pool short volume being just over 4.6 million shares. Scrolling down further, you can see the short shares availability is at 10 million updated 3 minutes ago. And then for the short borrow free rate being at 0. 0.51%. Now, when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we can see for the close of the 6th, it was at 33.97. Then the close for the 7th being at 34.11. And then last week, Friday's close being at 41.16. So that is quite the increase there, and this tells you already there's a lot of negative market sentiment around Lucid. No shock about it, because growth stocks have been getting hit fairly hard, and also we've been seeing the 10-year spiking. So keeping that in mind, this is why you see a lot of volatility and seeing the pullback happening with Lucid. But one thing that we do know for a fact, it does have short squeeze potential, and it's worth keeping an eye on. And if you do believe into the long-term prospects, this is why it's very important you exercise patience. So now let's jump into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for Lucid. So we can see here on the inflow, it was at 88.23, and then on the outflow, it was at 109. So we ended up having an outflow day. So on the large, we had 0.80. Also keep in mind, this is broken down in the millions. And then on the medium, it was 54.60. And then on the small, it was 32.83. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 0.84. Then on the medium, it was 70.28. And then on the small, it was 38.07. So one thing we can clearly see as far as for retail is concerned, there was a lot of selling compared to what we had coming in, but we still had some inflows. And then when we take a look at what happened on the medium, again, a lot more selling that was happening. But when we take a look at the large scale orders between the inflows and as well as the outflows, not a big difference whatsoever. And we can see it right here, large scale orders in the last 5 days. And we take a look at October the 11th, which is today, having that negative 37.8. So after analyzing this data, one thing that is clear, there was a lot of selling that was happening compared to what we had for inflows. And the main reason that I can see this, yes, there's a lot of traders who are in Lucid, and also just seeing it pull back with the market conditions that we have. We can see the 10-year is spiking. We have concerns about interest rates. So a lot of people are taking their money out of the market, and also a lot of money is flowing in to more value type of plays or companies who are profitable and also trade at lower PEs. So due to the fact that Lucid has not put out cars and productions in regards to selling and showing sales and showing profits, they're going to be impacted by the pullback. And this is why I say, if you do believe in the long-term prospects of this play, you're going to be patient and you're going to wait for the right time to get in. If you're going to be a trader with short-term goals, then of course you're going to be waiting for that pullback. And as soon as when it spikes, you're going to be selling. And that's exactly what we are seeing. So now let's jump into the final thoughts, and we'll go over some more details as well. So before I go into the final thoughts, I wanted to share this quick update that came from Lucid. So it's nearly time. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. PDT, catch the live reveal of Dream Drive, our ultra intuitive ADAS technology Lucid Air. So they're going to be sharing some pertinent information that I know many people are going to be keeping their eyeballs on, because again, this could have an impact on the overall stock. So as far as what we ended up seeing today, yes, there could have been some selling in regards of buying the rumor and selling the news, but I really do believe if the news ends up being great, what we hear, then this stock could potentially move. And I just want to make sure that is something that you understand. So having a game plan is very essential. If you're going to be going into this play for the long term, I already told you, this is a growth stock and they have a lot to prove. So as far as volatility is concerned, don't be shocked if you see this stock pulling back under $20. When I was telling you guys to buy it up, I was like, hey, you want to buy Lucid under 20? And I was saying you could have loaded up at the $16 range or catch it in the $15 range inside of the pre-market not too long ago. I know many of you had the opportunity to enjoy that run up and also take some profits, but in this particular type of a situation, hey, the opportunity might present itself again where you can add up on that dip. And if you're a long-term holder, even better, have a better average cost overall in general. So I'm excited to see what Lucid brings to us going into tomorrow. I will continue to keep an eye on this play. And as many of you know already, I do believe in the long-term prospects. I am not a bear. I'm not wishing bad on this company whatsoever. I want to see Lucid come out and crush it, but I want to make sure when I put my videos together, I give you guys a balanced approach so you can see things on both sides. And what that means, the bullish case scenario and as well as the bearish case scenario. Hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.